Hey everybody, welcome to Midday Market Update and happy Fed rate increase day. If there's a silver lining behind that, I'm sure that we'll find it. Well, I guess the silver lining is that the market is moving up announcement, which happens today about 2 o'clock, 2:30, he'll have a meeting, but I guess we'll know about 2 o'clock what the rate increase will be. Everybody's expecting about a quarter point, and I think that the market is responding to that in due kind in anticipation from an optimistic standpoint. Folks, if you're brand new to the channel, welcome. Love to have you here. If you can hear me loud and clear, please chime in with VV Nation and where you're tuning in from, just so I can know who's here and who's not here. If you're not here, raise your hand, Jay. If you're not here, raise your hand. Joey's not here right now. So Joey, are you raising your hand?
My hand's up.
Your hand's up. All right. So once again, my name is Glenn Tompkins, senior instructor here. Glad to have you here. If you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit this the subscribe button. Wow, I got I got new lips today, so I'm gonna have a hard time talking. If you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe, support the channel. If you need to, well, I'd like you to as well, to hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when new content like this comes out. You'll be alert. And if you like the content today, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's see if we can get, how many likes do you think we should try to get today, Joey?
100.
100 likes. We should try to get at least 100 likes. And I also want you guys, if you can, send out an invite to this webcast today. Send out an invite, somebody in your circle to come join us today. And a lot of you guys follow me on Twitter, and a lot of you guys have some Twitter followers. Don't forget to copy and paste the link to this live stream in your Twitter and let the people know in your Twitter, tweet them and let them know that they can click on that link and come join us today. I'd love to see us get close to 500 people in here today if we can make that happen, because this is an important day. All right, this is an important day. The Fed is going to talk today, and they're going to talk about how much they're going to raise interest rates to stave off inflation. And, you know, it's important, right? Inflation is hot and heavy, and the only way to start to rein back in on one of the many tools that are out there to rein the money back in that is out there by quantitative easing is to raise interest rates to make it a little bit more difficult for people to borrow money, thus taking some of that money back out of the economy. All right, let's go see. Energy is in here. Jay, of course, is in here from New York. Etan, love it that he's here from Israel. I love that we have a global reach in this live stream. Lee is here from Temecula. Huh? Oh, all right. I've got Lee here from Temecula. Glassma from Virginia. Vancouver is in here. Nectarios is here. Yasu, how are you doing, my friend? Make it 500, my people. It's, wow. I can't say that, Jay. And I'm not going to even I can't put that. This is a family-friendly thing. I can't put that. Tom is here from Denmark. Love, again, the international feel. Teresa is here. Good afternoon, Teresa, here from Arizona. How about Adriana here from Uruguay, Las Vegas, Australia? I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So again, folks, don't forget, share this link. Let people know what's going on out here. And I think that no matter what, we've got things going on in the world. We've got a war going on in Ukraine. We've got the interest rates. We've got inflation. There's a lot that can affect how you trade the market and how it's going to affect your portfolio. That's why these sessions that we do on Midday Market are so important. My job is to bring you the information. We do the work, you reap the rewards. I want to bring the information to help to grow your portfolios the best way that I can. I got another one, Johan. from Belgium. I am so not going to try to say that whole name. I will jack that up. Cesar from Pakistan. Chris from Boston. All over, man. So thank you all so much for supporting this channel. And again, I'm blessed that we have the kind of community that we have, and we're going to get right into it. All right. So I did a video yesterday on the death cross. If you saw it, type a 1. If you didn't see it, type a 2. If you saw the video that I did yesterday in regards to the death cross, what it is and how to trade it, type a 1. If you did not, type a 2. I've got, wow, me from Pakistan, Karachi, Pakistan. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. I got a lot of Canadian folks here. How you doing? All my friends in Canada, eh? Gotta love it. All right. Let's get it, Glenn, says Adrian. From Lisbon, Portugal. Look at that. A lot of people watched it yesterday. A lot of people didn't watch it. I need to invite the people who are typing a 2 in the room. If you did not watch it, please go check it out. Please go check it out. I think it was all about understanding what the death cross, the difference between the death cross and the golden cross, and that all of the major indices in the market had experienced most recently a turn on the death cross, and could it lead to a market decline? And so go check it out that's your assignment today. For everyone who did not watch the video on our YouTube channel, go out and watch the video. All right. Badger says, does the like button work? I keep hitting the like button and nothing happens. Stop hitting it over and over. You keep liking and disliking, Stop hitting it. All you got to do is hit it once. All you got to do is hit it once. All right, so if we look over here, all right, this is everything that's going on in the market right now. And the VectorVest homepage gives a lot of great information from the standpoint of analysis, all right? We got, I got somebody subscribed. Thank you. It was did that just happen, Joey? Because I hadn't seen new subscribers hit. But if you subscribe, that little emote comes up on the screen as a way of saying thank you for subscribing to the channel. All right, so we did the video yesterday, and the market's up today. We've got a green light in the color guard pricing column. The primary wave, or the fastest market timing indicator we have, is up now for the last 2 days. And now remember, in the video that I talked about yesterday, I said the golden cross could be the prelude to a major pullback in the market. How deep and how long, I had no idea. And I'm thinking that all that's going on in the market today is just in anticipation of that the Fed is going to raise the interest rate. There's no big surprise there. And our indicators, we've got 2 indicators for those of you who are VectorVest subscribers. We have 2 indicators that tells you when the market is starting to look for a bottom. Those indicators got very close to those levels, and the market could be responding to that as well. But understand this. A couple of other things that are going on. The war is going on in Ukraine. It looks like both parties are willing to sit down and hash out something. That could be a positive sign, number 1. Number 2, oil dropped below $100 a barrel, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that today as well. That's big. I see. Thank you, Joey. We got 92 likes already. Way to go, folks. And then remember, also what I want you to do, if you haven't already, send a link out to this chat or to this live stream on your Twitter. For everyone who follows me on Twitter, put that out there. And I also want you to share this link because, again, this is important information to help people who are investing in the market, whether you're new or you've been in the market a while, because a lot of the information I'm going to talk about today could affect how you trade the market. Ms. McClintock, the golden or death cross both use the 50 and 200-day moving average. If the 50 crosses above the 200, that's the golden cross. As it did right now, the 50 crossed below the 200 on the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the VVC on all 4, then that is the death cross. And the golden cross means that the market is ready to start to go up. And on the other side, as it is right now, the market is poised for a major pullback, or for a pullback. I won't say the word major, but poised for a pullback. Steve says, I'm sitting out the market until they're confirmed up. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. All right, so oil is moving down. All those times, all the people in the room who said that oil was overbought, I agreed with you, but it was moving. It gave you an opportunity to make money in the market. But what I did say is make sure you put tight stops. All my oil stocks that I was in that made me a good little piece of money, I got out of yesterday. So my SJT, my San Juan Basin, I did get out, and I got another oil stock. I forget what it was. And someone asked me in the room last week or earlier this week about what was my covered call on Apple. I got a 160 covered call on Apple. I still own Apple, but I sold the 160 covered call. All right. I told you I had to go check it out and see. I didn't remember. I've got a few stocks that I'm holding, so I didn't want to give you the wrong answer. All right. So all of the major indices are up today. Dang it, Joey. I got to get used to this. All of the major indices are up today. The NASDAQ is the big mover, up 2.72%. Our VectorVest composite, which tracks the move of over 9,000 stocks, is up over 2%. What sectors are moving today? Steel is still rocking and rolling. Metal products, petroleum is still moving, but not in the 1% range today. And bank stocks, with the anticipation of the rising interest rates, bank stocks are going to I still think are going to be a big beneficiary to it. We're going to look at some of those as well. Daniel says, yes, want to hear what you think about oil. I still think that oil is, if oil keeps going down, oil is not going to be as good a play as it was when oil was on the rise. If you still do own oil stocks right now, be careful. Totally be careful. The market gave you a great opportunity with the rise of oil, with the volatility was going on in the market, to make money. But remember, and I've said this more than once, what goes up must come down, and nothing goes up or stays down forever. Right now, if oil, and something about gas as well at the pumps. If you follow me on Twitter, I put out a poll on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter and you'd like to, go search for @Glenn Tompkins Jr. on Twitter, or search for @Glenn Tompkins Jr. on Instagram as well if you want to follow. I post a lot of stuff outside of VectorVest on my Twitter and my Instagram account. But I put out a poll on Twitter. If you do follow me, go check out that poll. All right, so this is where money is going today. It looks like steel stocks are still rocking and rolling. Petroleum is up, but not nearly as much. Metal products, steel, and the banks are the big movers today. All right. So from that, let's get into what is moving the market from a news perspective. All right, let's get into my news stories, and let's go look at it here. So this is not anything spectacular that we don't know about. The Federal Reserve is expected to raise rates, but unique challenges could slow its pace. And one of them say, and this is something that I've been talking about, Fed Chair Jerome Powell could be aggressive about additional rate hikes. I am a fan of him coming out of the gate today and surprised the hell out of everybody and raise the interest rate 100 points. Not a quarter, not a half, but 100. And that, in my mind, in my estimation, would be saying, holy smokes, the Fed is super serious about trying to control inflation, which is sitting at about 8% right now, which is a super high number. All right? It does open the door, because of what's going on with inflation. It's still running rampant, that he could be aggressive about additional rate hikes. Now, the downside to that is if he gets really too aggressive, the market's not going to like that, and we are going to be in line for a deep recession. Well, talking about that, how about this? Forecasters see a growing chance of recession as Fed hikes rates this year to tighten inflation. Most likely, historically, when markets, or when the Fed raises interest rates to slow down a booming economy, to slow it down, usually recessions happen. Usually recessions happen, which is why I've been talking about that death cross today. Lee says the correction in oil looks like it's over for now. So does that mean it's going to start going back up again? The oil issue is still an issue. Think about it. The oil issue is still an issue. Are we really going to go to the Middle East to start to negotiate buying oil? Ooh, to people, from people who kill people, who are inhumane, blah, 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 blah. Who else are we going to get oil from? Oh, novel idea. How about we go get some oil from ourselves? That's another conversation for another time, but we can do our own oil here. We can frack, we can drill, but there's always so many other things that hinder our ability to do so. All right, so good luck with 100 points. If so, the SPY would tank more fun. I hear you, Ninja. Again, that whole raising it 100 points is my opinion. That's just my opinion. On your covered call with Apple, did you select a strike above your cost basis? I took some hits on some ruler stock. I had gotten an Apple a lot lower than $160. All right, my stock had gone up. I got into it, if I don't remember, probably around the 135, 140, somewhere up in that. Actually, it might even been lower than that. But I sold the 160 because I saw that as a good level of resistance that Apple probably wasn't going to go above in the current market's conditions. So that's what I did. No, Tommy, we're not going to do that. We're not going to say that. I did say fracking, Ravi. I said fracking and drilling. Fracking and drilling is what we need to do. We can make our own selves. We got a lot of oil right here. All right, so I think the story with the death cross falls right in line. I think that today's activity, again, nothing has really changed yet. I think that with today's activity in the market, just keep your eyes on it. Just keep your eyes on it. I think we're a fickle group of people called investors. That's what we do. We're kind of a little bit fickle, and we invest emotionally. So we'll see what happens. Now, talking about that, wholesale inflation climbed 0.8 in February. So that was not the CPI. What was the other one? The PPI, the producers' interest or inflation climbed about 0.8%, still lower than it was, lower than expected, but still higher, up 10% from last year. So there's two levels of inflation that get reported on: the consumer product, the CPI, and the PPI. All right, this was the producer side, not the the retailer side, not the us side. All right, now talking about what else in oil and stuff, Russia could be about to default on its debt. Interesting, because we've put the sanctions on them the way that they have, and I think that these things, the sanctions were set a precedent. I don't think any country has ever been this sanctioned ever, globally. And what does that mean for us? This just puts them into a deeper bind from an economic standpoint. All right, so, man, I talk about fighting a war without putting boots on the ground. This is what they call a proxy war. All right, all of the sanctions made this become a proxy war, and this is very interesting how this is going to play out. Now, one last thing in regards to oil and gas. Type of one in the room if oil, and I know what this is already gonna look like. Type of one in the room if you've already seen some relief at the gas pumps because of oil falling. Type of two if you haven't seen jack bone diddly happen at the pump now that oil is falling. So type of one if you've seen some relief at the pumps. Type of two if you ain't seen jack. All right, and with that, because baseball is coming back, I got my Yankee mug today for my Cafe Bustelo. I'm going to wait. No, you didn't. You didn't see no relief, Joey.
I did. This was down 10 points or 10 cents.
Was it really?
Yeah.
So, wow, I figured I was going to see a lot of twos. I do see a lot of twos. See a lot of twos.
Down 10 cents yesterday.
All right, so maybe I go fill up the excursion. So that was the reason why I asked this, is because the government, state and federal, are being, they're trying to step up to help the American consumer. How many of you heard this story? Gas calls to suspend gas taxes across the U.S. grow as prices surge. It looks like 6 states Actually, 8 states. 8 states are on board. Hold on, with this, something called a gas tax holiday. How many of you heard of this story going around? Type of 1. If you have not heard of this story going around, type of 2. And VP, I'm getting ready to hide that because I don't want to hear that. All right. How many of you heard what states and federal governments are considering to aid the American people in the high gas prices? Type of 1 if you heard about this gas tax holiday. Type of 2 if you have not. Because if there's a lot of 2s in here, then that's good. I brought something new to the table, and I try to do that in every session. I try to bring something new to the table that you didn't know about. Nart says, but lots of countries now are buying and selling oil without using the dollar. That will have an impact, I assume. That's going to have a huge impact. Freddie says, the rally seems suspicious. Russia has violated lately all of the ceasefire. I know. So I'm hoping that Russia sees that this ain't going the way that they thought they were going to go, and they come to some kind of an agreement. But the gas tax, where is it? Republican legislators in Pennsylvania announced the proposal, blah, blah, blah. The governor of Georgia and the Democratic governor of California both called for relief from state taxes. So there's 2 right there. And the other 6 states on board, these are all Democratic governors, by the way, whether Democratic or Republican. Colorado, Michigan, Minnesota, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin sent a joint letter to congressional leaders urging them to support legislation suspending the federal government's 18.4 cent tax. But Pennsylvania, I saw Pennsylvania had a gas tax of like 56 cents. There it is. Pennsylvania's 57.6 cent gallon tax. Who does that? Holy smokes, who charges 57 cents a gallon for tax? Good, googly muggly. Who here lives in Pennsylvania? Type of me. How many of you live in here today that live in Pennsylvania? That's killer. They better have superb roads for that kind of gas tax. What if the Fed just took their royalties off wells, often worth more than 30% off the top, and put that to help the people who must drive to work? Ninja, there's a lot of things. That we as a government can do to help our people. And I like the idea that this initiative is both on the state side and on the federal government side. On the state side, and wow, Ms. McClintock says California gas taxes are over $1 a gallon. And I thought that the gas taxes were supposed to be designed to help on bridges and roads. And for those people who are paying that much in taxes, your bridges and roads need to be pristine enough for me to go down and eat off of those roads for that kind of tax. And if it ain't, something ain't right. Something ain't right. That ain't cool for that kind of money to be taxed on gas. Gas tax even higher in Canada. Man, I can't fathom that. Holy smokes. All right, so at least that could be some relief coming to the American people at the gas pump. All right, so I'm putting that out there as a story. Seems like a lot of people did not know about the story, and that's a great thing because, again, you know me, I like to bring new stuff to the attention of the viewers here as well. All right, let's get into the software, and let's go to the graphs tab, and let's go to put on my quad thingy. All right, here's, what we do here at Midday. Midday, we always talk about what's going on live today. Now, I want you to see something that's very interesting, all right, which is why I love that we're optimistic about today, but I want you to see what's going on live. Here we're looking at the VVC, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P. By the way, I made the graphs pop a little bit more. If you like what you see, is better being able to see what's going on in the graphs, type a 1 in the room. Michael says, hey, Glenn, who pays for the road with electric cars? Ooh. Well, then that's what the regular taxes that you pay, Michael, to your state or to the government should be for. These billionaires taking every chance to raise the price when they don't need to do so. Well, people, this is the American way. This is called capitalism, right? Harry says it would be naive to believe that gas stations would pass the tax savings on to the customers. They do, but when gas goes up, when oil goes up, gas prices go up quick. Gas prices go up quick. But when oil goes down, gas prices take a bit to come down. They take a bit to come down. So it looks like you guys like the graphs, and that's good. Joey and I were sitting trying to come up with some kind of scheme combination to make these pop a little bit more so that you can pay attention to it. Nice. I was born and raised in Glendale. Is that Arizona? All right. So now this is what I want you to look at. Look at all of the major indices. The VVC, the Dow, they all popped at the open. What's going on right now? Everything is leveling out into that 2 o'clock time period when the Fed speaks. So it was like some optimism. Everything was like, yay! Yeah, woo, let's go. And right now, until the Fed speaks, that's what we got going on. And you can see that across the board that all of the major indices are doing a little bit of a sideways mumbo right now. They all created an early day or early morning level of resistance. They're all trading right close to those early levels of resistance. I have a 20-period exponential moving average on the graph. So these are 25-minute bar moving average just so that we can see what's going on. Oh, Glendale, California. Much needed improvement, Glenn, says Tim. I appreciate that. Again, Joey and I came up with the idea, and I asked for Joey's input to try to make these pop a little bit more for everybody. So it wasn't. Say again?
It looks good.
It does look good. Everybody in the room thinks it looks good. It stands out a lot more. I think it makes it a lot easier for people to see what's going on. All right. So I think that the market is primarily going to do this for the rest of the time until about 2 o'clock when the Fed makes its decisions. Now, I got another question. The volume is leveling off too. That makes sense when the market moves sideways, Rogerio. That makes sense. Volume's going to fall off because it's not moving up, it's not moving down. Volumes, that makes sense. All right, that makes sense. How many, let's get some more chat. How many of you think that the 0.25% or the quarter basis points that the Fed is expected to put out is baked into the market? How many of you think that the market, type of 1, if you feel it's baked into the market, how many of you think the market is going to be fickle and it's going to say, oh my God, it's just such a rate hike, we're going to go down? Type of 2. All right. Type of 1, if you think the rate hike is baked into the market's move today or will be, and we still keep going up after the news. Type of 2, if you feel that the market's going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't want this anymore. Go away, go away. So that means Joey did everything, huh? No, not at all. I give Joey credit where, whatever. I give Joey credit where credit is due. All right. And he yeah, I can't. Yeah, that's all, folks. A lot of people feel that it's baked in. All right. A lot of people feel that it's baked in. Some people think that the market's going to respond adversely. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Do the OMG again. You mean when I go OMG? I do that a lot, do I not? Those are my voice emojis. Sigh, that's a voice emoji. OMG, that's a voice emoji. These are all emojis that you see on like Facebook, but I put them into words so that you can get, I'm like, OMG. I do that to Joey all the time. I suspect it will increase the interest bit more than 1/4. Now, see, that would be a surprise, Roger. I think that everybody's baking into the 1/4 point. I think that if he hits a half, I don't know if that's still baked in. I think that the overall thinking that it's going to be a 1/4. I still think what I showed you in that news article is that he may get aggressive going into because it's going to be every 6 weeks that the rate increases are going to happen because that's when they meet. And I think that depending on if the 0.25% does anything to inflation or not, he's going to be able to have the tools at his hands or the leeway to go a little bit more aggressive. Raul says 25% possibly of a 1%. If he goes 1%, which I think he should, if he goes 1%, the market's going to lose its ever-loving mind. OMG. It's going to be like, say what? You got to look at it that way too. I'm going to do it one more time. If he goes up 100 points, right now, the market's going to go, say what? Just like that. And that's going to be all she wrote. Salt Shaker says agree. 0.25% or 0.25 basis points is baked in. And Coach Sean says, I think the market will still go. So we'll see. But I'm noticing, again, I wanted you to see that all of the indices are doing what? They're in wait and see mode right now. They're in wait and see mode right now. All right, let's go see what other stocks are making the news. Let's go see what other stocks are making the news. Airlines. 4 airlines raise revenue forecasts on demand resumes, as demand resumes. One of my articles said that a long-time CEO of one of these companies said they've never seen this much demand right now to fly. So airlines are something to keep your eyes on. Back up. This is a different, this is from investing.com. The other one was for Tip Ranks. U.S. carriers lean on unparalleled travel demand to counter high fuel costs. People want to get out and travel. How many of you want to fly? Type of 1 in the room. How many of you want to fly? How many of you want to stay home and stay out and don't do that? Type of 2. Roblex Sanama says it's QE that will determine the market direction. The QE, the quantitative easing on the other side of buying the debt is already still paring down. All right. Johnny says lots of people paid a lot for their homes in the last 2 years because of a housing boom. They will have to pay. Yeah. So when interest rates go up, this is now going to become more of a buyer's market, more so than a seller's market. Or this is, yeah, it is. I got a lot of ones in the room in regards to my last question. All right. Let's keep on going. So airlines, a lot of people want to start to fly, and that's a good thing. The demand is there. So keep your eyes on airlines. Boeing continues to fly with the new 737 MAX orders. They're still getting the orders. If they're still getting the orders, that's going to still keep the stock's price going higher. God forbid, I hope nothing bad goes along with the new batches of 737 MAXes. How about this? From the meme side, movie theater chain AMC just bought a stake in a tiny gold miner with a shaky financial history. So that's 2 meme stocks in the last 2 weeks who have made outside purchases outside of their space. GME did it last week with exposing that they had a big piece of Bed Bath & Beyond, and now AMC is doing it by buying into a gold miner. So these companies have made a lot of money with the big jump up, with the shorted shares and blah, 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 blah. They're taking some of that money and putting it outside in other investments. So AMC and GME are stocks that I want to keep my eyes on, even though they're still meme stop. There's GameStop. GameStop chairman blasts the short sellers, calls for government action against them. How many of you are fanatics? Maybe that's a harsh word. How many of you are playing either GME or AMC right now? Type of 1 in the room. If you're not at all, type of 2. All right, because even though this is live, other people will be looking at this after the fact as a recording. And I ain't trying to piss off nobody, but I'm going to talk a little bit about these. Just like here, we still got we like this stock, this whole idea that the retail investors got the ability to make the big money crumble. I mean, we'll see. John says he's in it. Sharon is in it. All right, so I got a couple of people that are in it. John is in it. Most people are typing a 2 that they're not in it. Geronimo is in it. He's typing a 1. So I was in the both of them, but I was losing a buttload of money. Can I say that, Joey? Can I say that?
I think so.
All right, Joey says I can say so. I can say that. They were losing a lot of money. And as an investor, what we teach you how to grow your portfolio, not to hold and wait. And there's a lot of people who are hodls, HODLs. And if you are, you're the diamond hands. Me, I was the paper hands. I'd rather put that money that I was losing into something else that's making money. I was able to overcome those big moves against me by getting into stocks that were making money. Now, I'm not going to tell anybody who's down a lot because you are the diamond hands to go sell the position. I'm not going to say that. You believe in the stock, and there's another YouTuber who I like a lot, that I watch a lot of his content, and one of the things he says is that you're only going to buy into stocks that you believe. If you don't believe in the stock, and it's not that I didn't believe, I wanted to make sure I grew my portfolio, and I didn't want to hold and wait. I will time the trades. If these stocks are going to be the big movers that everybody thinks that they're going to be, then I will wait and time the trades rather than sitting and losing money in them. That's my opinion. All right. Johnny says, how come when oil goes up $128 a barrel is all-time high, but when it goes back down to 96, they barely lower gas? Why doesn't it go both ways? This isn't fair. Oh, you know why? Because the oil companies they're the ones, they have to pass it on to people. If they're making a ton of money, you think they want to get up off that money? Come on, let's be real. All right, if they've made all that, do you think they want to get up off that money? Man, it is what it is. I ain't trying to justify it. I'm just talking about it. All right, I'm just talking about it. But it takes a lot longer for the gas prices to go down when oil falls. As soon as it rises a little tick, man, gas prices go up tremendously. It is what it is, and I ain't got no control over that. Now, Joey might have some control over that, but I ain't got no kind of control over that. Joey might, go drop Joey's name to some government official. How do you justify that? I don't justify it, and I'm not here to try to do that, Johnny. Not at all. I'm just talking about it. I can't justify it, man. I cannot justify it. And let me tell you, I think it sucks. Personally, I think it sucks. All right, the cost of the gas in the ground is not the same as what is visual. All right, so listen. I love the conversation that's going on. I really do, but I got no control over it. I need to look at actual price in the U.S. Brent in the North Sea, U.K. went to 128 on the U.S. side. It's normally $10 less. All right, and Greg put up the hang 10 sign. I like that. All right, and Johnny says it sure does suck. Listen, I'm with you. I'm the one that's driving a Ford Excursion with a 40-gallon tank. You think I like this time when the gas prices was up? Not at all. All right, another news story. Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson to step down, Howard Schultz to return, and in the interim role, coffee chain searches for a successor as it navigates union push. I don't know if this is good, bad, or indifferent. I didn't read the whole story. This was a headline, so I kept it as a headline because it was news that was out there. All right, I might have to do a little bit deeper to see what the real push behind this going on. And last story, Moderna reports dosing of first subject in phase 1 HIV trimer. Listen, if it was 2 M's, I would call it trimmer. Tell me if you agree with the right side of the right pronunciation of that word is trimer. Type of 1 if you believe that that's the right pronunciation. Trimer, not trimmer. All right, interesting how the mRNA technology can be used outside of COVID, and HIV and cancer are 2 other prospects for the mRNA technology, which could be a good thing. So again, I want to know, am I saying that right? Type of 1 if you think if I'm saying that right. If there's any medical people in here, let me know if I'm saying that wrong, but it looks like trimer. It looks like trimer. Boating season coming up, gonna cost a lot to fish. Hey, Salt Shaker, hey, I'm putting this out there. Anybody got a boat in the North Carolina area and wants to take your brother Glenn out to go fishing? Oh, heck yeah, I'm gonna be there. There's 2 things that I keep in the back of my car at all time. My golf clubs and 2 fishing poles. That's what I keep in the back of my car at all times. So if anybody in the North Carolina area wants to invite your brother Glenn to come out on your boat and fish, Joey, you want to go too? Joey might want to go. I know I want to go fishing. All right, Joey wants to go too. So if anybody out there want to invite somebody, just hit me up. All right, so those are all of my stocks, major stocks that were making news today. Let's get back into the software. Let's go to the viewers tab. Let's go. There's my indices we already looked at. Big news. So here's the stocks that made this news. You have to come up to Boston, says Schultziger. I ain't going that too far. I'm not driving all the way up to Boston. Joey's not driving. Nah. I'm about to say, I can say that Joey could drive me. Come down to Pensacola for I'd go to Florida. Believe you me, my kids live in Tampa. I'd go down to Florida to go fishing, that's for sure. Glenn, what do you like to fish for? Fish. So I just fish. All right. Sell some apple for a boat. I ain't doing that. I like my apple too much. I'm saving my apple for my grandkids to go to school. I'm going to pay for my grandkids to go to school. That's what my apple money is for. All right, Rick, that's what my apple money is for. I want to make sure. I'm not ice fishing. Listen, I don't like the cold. Don't get it twisted. I'm not feeling the cold. I'm not ice fishing. But Dave B in the Jockey Club has invited me to come up. He's got a shanty in like Wisconsin. I think it's in Wisconsin. It's showing me how to ice fish. And I don't know. That was the only time I was thinking about really, really doing it. What do you think about Bill Gates pulling from the market? Bill Gates is an influencer, like the Dallas Mavericks owner, what's his name? Mark Cuban, Elon Musk, Bill Gates. There's a lot of influencers. Do I put a lot of stock behind what they do or what they don't do? No, I personally don't. Johnny, that's my personal opinion. I personally don't, but it makes news. I am my own individual investor, and I have the ability to make my own decisions on what's going on in the market. I've got a tool. I've got a platform to let you guys know what's going on in the market as well, to help you guys make your own decisions as well. An influencer and those people out there that think they know more than I do just because they've got a lot of money, that's just not my thing. All right. Says a second pandemic is coming. Listen, I ain't getting into that. I got my own opinions in regards to that. This ain't the place for it. I got my own. When I go fishing, remember, me and Joey was thinking about go state to state to some local pubs so we can meet you guys face to face. And then we can talk about all this other kind of stuff. Outside of this. That would be fun. In a few years, you'll be headed to South Carolina, Salt Shaker. When you do, let me know. I'm a lot closer to South Carolina than I am to Boston. Ooh-wee. All right, so here's the stocks that I got up there that made the news. The airlines, the four major airlines, Delta, Southwest, JetBlue, and United. Notice that on a day like today, they're all up. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to concentrate on the ones that are up the most. Moderna, GME news. All right, so GME news happened last week, but GME is up today. Starbucks, because of the new CEO, and one of the airlines, United Airlines, are my top four moving stocks today. Out of this list, let's go view the stock graph. Let's go. What are we going to put on? We're going to put on the quad thingy, baby. Oh, yeah. We're going to put on the quad thingy. Let's go check them out. So Starbucks, again, as we saw with a lot of stocks this morning, a lot of them jumped out the gate, ran up. Starbucks ran, but it's below my 20-period exponential moving average right now, so it's getting more of a bearish feel as it hit the high this morning. The Moderna stock, though, looks good. Just coming to that 20-day right now. It looks like it might be crossing below, but that was a nice, solid move this morning on Moderna. GME, same thing. Nice, solid move. Got to a level of resistance sitting at $90 and is currently pulling back and still holding above the 20-day exponential moving average. average. United Airlines really shot up out of the gate, ran moving sideways as well. So these are stocks that made news. The news did push these stocks prices higher, but again, getting in anticipation before the Fed speaks today. I think a lot of stocks are going to sit back and wait to see what happens at that. Oscar says, what time does the Fed speak? I think that the announcement on the rate hike comes out at 2, and then at 2:30, he should be coming on to do a press conference, all right, where everybody can ask him questions. All right, so these graphs really pop on the colors. Great job, Glenn and Joey. There you go. Joey had some input. It was Glenn's idea, just so we get it right. And Joey, I don't even want to hear your mouth right now. It was Glenn. No. Nobody's listening. Joey, nobody's listening to you right now. Joey, nobody's listening to you right now. Whatever. But we got together to get the best combination we could. I hate you right now, Joey. We got together to get the best combination that we could. I have a scratch in my. What did you do to my back over the computer? Oh, heck, something bit me.
Yeah, keep talking.
All right. The FRB shows 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, that's what I said, Roger. 2 o'clock is the announcement, and I think 2:30 is his press conference. All right, that's what I think it happens. All right, so if I'm looking at any of these real time today, I think that Moderna was a good move today. I think that GME was a good move today. Starbucks is pulling back. United is pulling back right now as well. So that's where we stand. I'm going to close that out. And let's get to my next list, earnings this week. Normally on Mondays, I give you earnings that come out from Monday all the way up to about Friday. On Wednesdays, I'm just going to give you earnings for today. And these are stocks that have either reported already or still will report today. And I always like to say, look at the relative safety on these companies. The relative safety, if it's above 1, it's got a high probability of meeting or exceeding earnings. But here's the stocks. I don't know which ones have already reported today. I got a couple of retail stocks, Land and Shoe Carnival, Lennar in the building, Energy Fuels, UUU, Rumble On, Ideanomics, Ring Energy, Williams Sonoma. So again, I don't know which companies already. I'm thinking that You must have reported because it's up 42%. I'm thinking that Land's End and Rumble On have reported because they're up nicely as well. So these are the stocks that are going to report today. Some of them are probably already reported. Some of them are still probably waiting. Let's look at the top 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm thinking that with the nice moves, and especially in these top 3, that the earnings already have come in. Let's right click. Let's view the stock graph. Let's go see if there's anything I like today. Let's go put this onto the quad thingy. I feel like 007. Wow, look at Land's End. Good googly. Good googly muggly. Woo! Look at that. And it's not even super expensive. It's $18.27. Nice run. Nicely up. Pulling higher. Like the rising volume. The volume's not super rising. But I like that. A nice move on that stock today. Leisure Gaming, nicely moved away from the moving average. Now at a level of resistance. Just kissing that moving average right now. Still probably has some upside. It's only a $2 stock. Rumble On, $33 stock, nicely moving. A little bit of a sideways move, but still above the 20 exponential. Shoe Carnival, not nearly as much from an earnings perspective as the other 3. It went up and then quickly ran down, and it's staying right in the level of that moving average. But I do love Land's End from a day trade today. I like Rumble On from a day trade today. I do like You from a day trade today as long as it takes out the high. Nees says the market timing graph is going down. Let's go back to the graphs. Look at that. Look at that day. So where are we at? We're at 12:48 p.m. Eastern. SPY move. The Dow move. The Qs move. The VectorVest composite is moving down. This is the beauty of doing these sessions live on a day like today. All right, so what does that mean for you right now? For all of your day trades, make sure you got good tight stops on them. All right, because you know what goes up must come down. Spinning wheels, turn around. Just keep your eyes and look at it. It's all happening together. It's all happening together. Just be. That's right, Jim. Jim says, good googly. It's not just, you got to put the good in front of it, Jim. It's good googly muggly. You know, I need to get t-shirts made up like that. What do you think, Joey? I need to get t-shirts made up of Glenisms, especially something like OMG, sigh, and good googly muggly. What do you think, Joey? Huh? What?
Put them in the store.
Put them in the store. Yeah. How many of you would buy Glenism shirts? Type of 1. How many of you would buy Glenism t-shirts? Type of 1. That'd be kind of, I'd like those two. You know, sigh, OMG, good googly muggly. That'd be interesting. All right, but yeah, I'm watching. These are all on 5-minute bars too. I'm watching. Everything is falling below my 20-period exponential moving average. All right, so I don't know what just happened right there. Can you do 10 quad thingies in the software? Yeah, if I want to. I can set up another graph with 4, set up another graph with 4, and I can go all through all my 4. I actually absolutely can. All right, people with OMG. Wow, that's not how it's supposed to be spelt there, Joey. I don't know what kind of spelling that is. Holy smokes. A couple of people would actually buy Glenism t-shirts. Something to think about. Something to think about it. All right, let's go back to my viewers tab. Fastest sectors. Let's see what's moving. But black backgrounds tire off the eyes when watching for long periods of time. You know, in the beginning, we did the white background, but more people did not like the white background VN. That's the reason why we stuck with the background. Drew, I got nothing to do with mugs today. Unless we could do that, put those 3 Glenisms on a mug too, couldn't we, Joey? Ooh, that might not be a bad thing. All right, let's go see what the fastest sectors are today. We'll go to Unisearch. Let's go do a 10-day RT delta on sectors. And let's go see what the fastest moving sectors are over the last 10 days. Look at the top 5. What's here? Where's money going over what's rising? Energy up 10.5%. Container up 9.5%. Paper. I like paper. 8.5, number 9 in the list. But diversified companies, retail. Let's go see. Thank you, Joey. Let's go see. Let's go look at retail. It's up. Let's run this again. It's up 6.5%. Oh, where it is. Oh, it just changed just that quick. Look at that. That's the beautiful thing about real time. This stuff can change real time throughout the day. I want to see what's at the bottom. Diversified companies, 33, number 33 out of 40 sectors, but it's up over 6%. Let's go see what stocks are in that sector. And folks, this kind of analysis can be done anytime you want if you are a subscriber to the VectorVest software. If you're brand new and you're not a subscriber, I'm going to teach you how you can do that. Uh-oh, what just happened to my data, Joey? Sorry. Yusuf just subscribed to the channel. Thank you for that, Yusuf. Thank you for supporting the channel. Sigh. Let's go drink some Cafe Bustelo.
Close it and try it again.
Yeah, maybe I should do that. Right click, view the stocks in the sector. No, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted the 33. Yeah, number 33 out of 40 because it's moving up. View the stocks. There we go. There's 101 stocks in diversified companies sector. Let's go sort the whole list of 101 stocks by percentage price change. Let's see what stocks are moving up today. I don't know if I want a 26-cent stock, but we're going to take a look at the top 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The top 4, right click, view the stock graph. So these are, wow, look at QFin. Ooh, hey QFin, how you doing? What's your name? Can I know what your name is? Yeah, QFin. All right, that sounded creepy. Joey, did that sound creepy?
Yeah.
That sounded real
I was
good.
waiting for you to ask what its sign was.
Hey, Q-Fin, what's your sign? Q-Fin jumped out of the gate this morning. Am I in the quad thing? No. Jumped out the gate this morning. Look at this steady rise, $16.82. In a sector that's up about 6.5% over the last 10 days, but it's number 33 out of 40. So I wanted to see, this is what we call a mover and a shaker. I wanted to see what stocks were moving the sector up today. Q-Fin looks like the only one I would consider getting into. I need the volume to pick up, but the stock is moving a tad bit sideways. Interesting. Tim says, I even bought a certain brand of coffee because you talked it up. Oh, are you saying Cafe Bucello? Mike says, forget best results. Simply which search or VectorVest criteria and what stop will produce positive returns. All right, so if that's what you want, a lot of things need to be put into perspective. 1, what kind of investor you are. 2, what is your time frame for holding stocks? 3, what is your risk tolerance? So when anybody, and I want to put this out there, when anybody asks me for the best search, they ain't one, because everybody invests differently. Everybody invests differently. So Mike, and anybody who asks me a question like that, you know me, I'm not going to hold back. I'm gonna shoot straight from the hip. I don't always have that answer because everybody invests differently. Q-Fin is a Chinese stocks. All of them are up. Baba was up 18%. Thank you, Ninja. And Jay doesn't like any Fin stocks. It sounds like either a quarter point or a full point would not make a difference for the end result, which is heading to tough times. Oscar, remember, this is the first hike. There's going to be several more. So it's not going to have an immediate effect that inflation is just going to go away with the first hike. That's not going to happen. Not best search, anything with positive return. Mike, are you a subscriber to the VectorVest software? All right, answer that, and I'm going to give you an answer. So if I'm looking at these, Q-Fin is the only one that I like based upon that right there. And I'm gonna share something that I normally don't share on the live streams. But remember, I talked to you about being a VectorVest subscriber. So Mike, you want to know not the best search, anything with a positive return. If you are a subscriber to the VectorVest system, you want that information? Let me show you something. What am I looking for? There we go. You want to know what's got a positive return? We got a trading system viewer. You want to know what search that's got a positive return over the last month, the last 3 months, last 1 year, year to date? I got it for you. But that becomes, you got to be a subscriber to get that. And Mike, if you are a subscriber and you don't use this, that ain't cool. Because here's something that answers your question. All right. And let's just sort by the last 1 month. What's the most positive? Russell 2K winners along with Vern's vultures using the confirmed calls. Or show me the money long. We're using the green light buyer. Folks, this is over the last month. So Mike, that's the answer to your question. All right. That's the answer to your question. And it's broken down based upon how you invest in the market as well. Because remember, not everybody is an aggressive trader. But as a subscriber to the software, you get access to this. You want to learn how to become a subscriber to the software? Go to www.vectorvest.com/UT. All right, going /UT. Mike, not the past. You would have to invest back then. Oh, so Mike, so the question is, you want to know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? And that don't happen here. And if you got somebody that can get that for you, you let them come talk to me too. All right? You want to know what's going to go on tomorrow? I'm never going to do that. I will never prognosticate. All right? But you want to know what has happened over the last month? So guess what? Show me the money long. You know what you do? You right click and you paper trade in the portfolios. You want to know what's going on right now? How to go trade this right now? And see what's going on from here? Again, it's here for you. I don't get it. I don't get it. Don't use margin. Click on OK. And guess what? You want to know from what's going on right now starting today? Bingo. There you go. It'll start today based upon what's going on with the timing signal. That's how you find out what's going on from today. There you go. So it's there for you, Mike. As a subscriber to the VectorVest software, it's there. Whoops. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Son of a gun. Let's go back to, nobody saw that. So I went to the viewers, and what I did is I want to see what's going on starting from today. Right click, paper trading portfolios. Start with an empty portfolio. I don't want any commission. Click on OK. The name is already in use. Let's just click on OK. Open the portfolio now. There you go. And based on the market timing, it'll know what stocks to buy, what stocks to sell, when to do it. That's the answer to your question, Mike. Starting today, based upon the market timing signal, the market timing signal says it's not time to buy the stocks. Does that answer your question, Mike? Does that answer your question? Hopefully it does. All right. Excuse me. Let's go back to the watch list viewer. Industry ETFs, looking at today, what's going up? Where's the money going today right now? Let's go peep that out. Copper, financials, again, I still think that's gonna be a big time responder to interest rates going up with financials. Natural gas going up, the Qs going up, the S&P 600 small cap going up. The trust, communication services, materials, a lot of money across the board is going up. Boston Bean says, sun will come up and the sun will set. That is what will happen tomorrow. Use the market timing indicator for risk assessment to start. I get that question asked a lot. Like Mike asks, is what's the best search to use right now? The closest thing that I've got to that right now is the trading system viewer. That's the best thing that I got going on right now is the trading system viewer. And I can take those portfolios that have worked over the last whatever amount of time, put them into a paper trading portfolio and jump on the stocks that are moving. All right, so Mike never answered my question if I answered his question. Again, that's the best way that I can answer your question. But if you're looking for what's going to definitely happen tomorrow, that ain't going to happen here. That ain't going to happen anywhere. It ain't going to happen anywhere. All right, on the fly this week, because banks should be a good recipient of what's going on. I've got a watch list of 26. They're all investment banks. So companies like JP Morgan is in here, Citibank, Bank of America, Toronto, Dominion Bank, Bank of Nova Scotia, HSBC, those kinds of banks are in here. And I want to sort these by percentage price change. So in anticipation of the market moving up or the market moving based upon the interest rates information. Let's go take a look at the top four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Barclays is in here, which is a sell. A lot of the banks have been beaten up, but I think they will turn around. Let's view the stock graph of these four. Ooh, I'm not feeling that stock right there. Oh, no, baby. And just like that, the stock stopped trading. Mama said buying stocks is like buying a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. Except for you get the UBS. I'm liking that. Nice gap up this morning, leveling out right now. Barclays gapped up, leveling out right now. Banco Santander gapped up, leveling out right now. And again, I think a lot of stocks are going to, a lot of stocks are going to start moving sideways. I've paper traded them and they've decreased. Then you ain't picking the right one. I can show you test upon test that I've taken from the viewer, and I've made trades off of them based upon I've got like 4 or 5 portfolios set up, and then I only cherry pick the stocks that are moving up. So I've never said from that perspective to go buy the whole basket of stocks. All right, I will cherry pick. I will get 4 or 5 of the systems that are moving up over the last month, put them all 5 of them into a portfolio, and then only cherry pick the ones that are moving up. So there you go. The market is a psychology game. How will traders respond to the daily events? And that's why I love having midday market from that perspective, because people respond, and we get to see that going on live. Tim says, any advice for quad witching this Friday? Buy calls on the VIX for Monday. Never dealt with quad before. I listen, I'm all about with the quad witching, the quadruple witching. Either do straddles, but there's going to be a lot of volatility. So even with that, I don't disagree with buying calls in the VIX. If interest rates go up, banks will make more money and you will pay more on your credit cards. Absolutely. But banks, I still think, are going to be the benefactor of what's going on with the interest rate. Speculative plays. What do I have for you today? Some speculative plays. I'm looking at stocks that are less than $10 that have good relative value scores. These are stocks that should outperform the market, that are lower dollar. They're just about all going up. Buy recommendations. I love that all of these stocks under $10 have earnings growth rates. Look at these earnings growth rates, positive earnings. One or two of these stocks pay a dividend. I went and I always cherry pick these ones for you for the purposes of I like the setups of them. And these are, because they're speculative plays, I'm not going to tell you to go out and buy them, but I will tell you to keep them on your radar. SRTS, nice gap up this morning, pulling back, sitting with that SRT. So you know what I'm going to do? And I don't do this often either, but I'm going to put all of these on a 3-month graph from the perspective of taking a look. SRTS, bottom left, top right, a little bit of sideways move with today's activity above the 20 exponential moving average. I like the rising earnings. That's a beautiful looking graph right there. How many people know of PANL? PANL, type of 1 in the room. If you've never heard of it, type of 2. But it's a shipping company, $5.68. Earnings is a little higher than it was 3 months ago, but I love the equity curve. I love the volume above average rising. If you've heard of it, type of 1. If you've never heard of it, type of 2. I like the equity curve. Trivago, if there's demand in travel once again, I'm thinking that Trivago just jumped off of a level of support at $1.99. I'd like to see it go above the 20-day on this 3-month graph. And on player, whoop, whoop, that's Joey. That's right, Joey. Player. I like that this stock is getting at a level of $8.31 and about to cross above the 20-day exponential moving average. I like that setup as well. A lot of people never heard of PAML. Excellent. Again, you know me, I like to try to bring some new stuff to the table for you at all times. Rogerio has heard of it. Martin has heard of it, and that's fine. But I like that equity curve, and from a speculative play, something I'd like for you to keep on your radar. All right. And again, every week I try to cherry pick some stocks that caught my attention, and I want you to keep your eyes on. Today's big moves, stocks that are greater than $2 that have gone up at least 10% today. Let's go. Wow, look at that. KC. Z, that's a Chinese stock that went up. That's an ETF. I don't want to put that in there. I'm going to take that out, delete that. Is there really a company called Ding Dong? OMG. Joey, can I say that? Sigh. Uh-oh. I just broke the whole program. How did I get rid of the wrong one? Sigh. That's the one I wanted to get rid of. Sorry. Anyway, let's go look at the ones that are moving up the most. Notice that these, just because they're big movers doesn't mean that they're all good stocks. These are probably all news driven. Right click, view the stock graph. And let's go bring up the quad thingy. Let's go peep this out. ZH, Chinese company, gapped up, pulling back off the high. Look at DDL. Oh, that's ding dong. Look at DDL. Look at that. Gapped up. Found a level of support, level of resistance, level of support. Still moving, staying above the 20-day. I'd like to see it take out that high. YY, just moving sideways. And Becky moving sideways as well. All right. And what else do I have left in my list? Wall Street bet stocks. I always put in the top 12. Talked about stocks in Wall Street bets. Alibaba is up. NEO. News on NEO. I got to peep that out. I didn't really fully look at the news that was going on with NEO, but there is some news going on with NEO. Yesterday, I tweeted a lot of EV news. Once again, if you want to follow me on Twitter, go search for @GlennTompkins Jr. on Twitter. There's GME. AMC is in here somewhere. There's AMC. Highcroft Mining, that's the company that AMC put a stake in. They were down 10% earlier today. Now they're only down about 3%. Do I have anything in the special watch list? Nope, I don't. All right, so let's do this. And then let's do this. And I'm done. All right. I'm a little bit over today than I normally am, but that's okay. Let's go take one more look. Hold on. Let's go take one more look at the major market indices. There's the VVC. There's the Dow. There's the NASDAQ. There's the spiders. Just as a meaning, before we leave, what's going on, indices are pulling back a little bit. They are pulling back a little bit. We've got about 50 minutes before the announcement of how much the rate increase will be. All right. Remember, keeping in mind that the Fed's going to keep in their pocket their ability to be a little bit more aggressive, which I think is going to happen because inflation ain't transitory no more. All right. How do we get those views in our watch list? You don't. As a way of you guys coming here, I take the time to make these watch lists to show to you. All right. That's part of why you come here to Midday Market or to Trending Thursday. I do the work for you so to bring these things to your attention. You do not automatically have them in your system. Grateful Wizard says, I assume RVRS and growth rate are the three most important things to observe when making investment decisions. I have only started learning. I'm afraid I'm a hook, though. Quick general tips. When I look at analyzing a stock, just analyzing a stock in general, the VectorVest indicators are going to be very, very important. If I am trying to be what we call a prudent investor, I want RV and RS to be above 1. If I'm thinking that I'm going to be more of an aggressive trader, I want RV above 1, relative safety can be below 1. If I'm going to be a speculative investor, I'm looking for RV and RS to be below 1. All right. So, and if I'm a longer term, safer investor, I want relative safety above 1. Doesn't matter if RV is above 1 or not. So VN, hopefully that makes sense. RV and RS are very important in determining the type of investor you are. Then I want to look at earnings. Does it have positive earnings? Do they grow their earnings? Because earnings is the engine that drives a stock's price higher. Well, then what drives the engine? Sales. So then I want to make sure that the sales growth is good as well, because that's the gas that goes in the engine that drives the stock's price higher. So VN, hopefully that makes, who asked me that? That was Grateful Wizard. So especially if you're brand new, those are some of the things that you need to look for. Based upon how you invest in the stock market, what your overall goal is will determine what relative values and relative safeties you are looking for. And Tommy is right. The navigation series, which you will find in the training tab, I've done 16 hours worth of training for you right here in the navigation series. All right. All right. Now I got to be done. All right. Thank you guys for being here on Interest Rate Raise Day. How many likes did we get? Did we get my 100 likes? How come I can't make it move? There we go. We got 141 likes. Way to go, folks. Thank you so much for that. Let me go take that off. Thank you. Who were the 30 people who don't like with this? I don't know, Roger. We can't twist nobody's arms. We can't twist nobody's arm. Salt Shaker says, great job as always. Thank you. And thank you all for supporting the channel. Thank you all for supporting the channel. Don't forget, if you want the more information on how to subscribe to the software for a really inexpensive price, www.vectorvest.com/YT for YouTube. 99 cents for 30 days. 99 cents for 30 days. Can I put that up there? 99 cents for 30 days, folks. I don't sell anything on this channel. I don't ask you for no money, for no nothing. But 99 cents can give you the tools that you need to help you to make the right decisions at the right time. So I'm done. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. Thank you for all of the likes that we got today. And even after this is done, share this stream with people that you know. Share this stream. Be a Winning Trader says, I'm a subscriber. Great program. Why don't you keep this going while the Fed is talking? Nectarios, because we didn't plan that out for today. I would love to. But actually, we got a meeting at 2 o'clock. I wouldn't mind. We should have done that. I don't know why we didn't think about that, Joey, but that might have been something to consider. That really been, and then we could have left after the Fed announcement. What do you think, Joey? We can't do it today because we got a meeting at 2. I
think I mentioned it last week, but
did nobody listen to you?
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared? Oh, all right. Sorry, Joey. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia. Salam. Shalom. Namaste. Yasu. Till next time, folks. See ya.